We all crave peace, peace of mind, peace in relationships, peace in the world. But few realize a brutal truth. Peace is not the absence of conflict. It is the result of readiness, strength, preparedness. A man at peace is not a man untouched by war. He is a man so disciplined, so grounded, that no war can unmake him. The Stoics, warriors of the mind, understood this paradox. Marcus Aurelius ruled during plagues and invasions. Epictetus was enslaved and beaten. Seneca faced exile and ordered suicide. None were strangers to turmoil, yet all achieved peace through inner fortitude. If you want peace, prepare for war. This isn't about violence. It's about developing the mental armor to face life as it is. Raw, indifferent, unpredictable. Because when you are unprepared, peace is a fantasy. When you are ready, peace is inevitable. In this journey, we will explore 10 truths drawn from Stoic wisdom. Each section will sharpen your mind like a sword and fortify your spirit like a shield. This is not about comfort. It's about character. Not about escape, but endurance. Let's begin the warrior's path. The greatest enemy of peace is not war. It's comfort. It seduces you, numbs you, weakens your edge until you can no longer endure discomfort. A man who seeks only ease forgets how to fight. He becomes reactive, soft, dependent on others for his emotional balance. He starts fearing the very struggle that shapes strength. The Stoics saw comfort not as a gift, but as a trap. Marcus Aurelius woke each morning to remind himself that life is toil. You are not made for pleasure, but for duty. When you forget this, you become prey to circumstance, to mood, to fear. Comfort teaches you to avoid pain, but avoidance is a form of submission. The longer you chase ease, the harder it becomes to stand tall when life inevitably pushes back. You want peace? Then train your body. Sharpen your habits. Voluntarily seek discomfort. Take cold showers. Rise early. Work when tired. Discipline is a kind of controlled war, a rehearsal of resistance. Because when true hardship comes, the man who has rehearsed in discomfort is already victorious. Strength is not given, it is earned. Moment by painful moment, choice by uncomfortable choice. The Stoics didn't believe in fate as a reason to surrender. They believed in fate as a terrain to master. Epictetus said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." The mind is your battlefield and resilience your ultimate weapon. Your childhood pain, your failures, your rejection, all of it is material. Forge it. Use it. The man who builds his fortress from hardship becomes immune to destruction. Mental toughness is not aggression. It's composure. It's having the patience to endure humiliation without shrinking. The clarity to act without panic. The endurance to keep going without applause. Peace belongs to the man who has suffered and chosen not to be bitter. Your enemy is not the chaos outside. It's the voice inside that says, "I can't take this." Silence it. The man ruled by emotion is ruled by others. Anger, envy, lust, fear. These are weapons. Either you wield them with mastery or they cut you from within. Seneca wrote, "No man is free who is a slave to his passions." Most people confuse emotional expression with authenticity, but Stoicism teaches expression with intention, not indulgence. A Stoic man does not suppress emotion, he disciplines it. Imagine you are a commander in war. Would you let panic lead your troops, or would you act with reason, clarity, precision? Your inner state determines the outcome of your outer battles. You want peace? Then build your emotional arsenal. Journal. Reflect. Anticipate triggers. Practice saying nothing when your ego screams. Practice forgiveness when your pride demands revenge. The man who trains emotionally becomes unshakable. The world may rage around him, but within, there is stillness. And that stillness is power. Discipline is the foundation of peace. Without it, you are vulnerable to temptation, to procrastination, to chaos. Marcus Aurelius wrote daily, not because he had time, but because he made time. His journal was his fortress. Your routines, your standards, your rituals, these are the walls of your mental stronghold. Discipline is not just about schedules. It's about integrity. It's doing what you said you'd do, especially when you no longer feel like doing it. The man who lacks discipline is owned by his cravings. One missed workout turns into a week. One outburst ruins trust. One indulgence creates a pattern of collapse. You want peace? Then let your actions be louder than your excuses. Discipline is not harsh. It's loving. It says, I respect myself too much to betray myself. That kind of love creates power, and power brings peace. Fear is not a signal to run. It's a signpost pointing you toward growth. The Stoics believed fear was natural, but how you respond to it reveals your character. Courage is not the absence of fear. It's acting despite it. Marcus Aurelius led armies through fear. Epictetus faced cruelty and never lost his dignity. Their lives teach us that fear loses its grip the moment you walk toward it. Make a list of your fears: social rejection, financial ruin, loss. Confront them one by one. Speak the truth you're afraid to say. Pursue the dream you're afraid to chase. Set the boundary you're afraid to enforce. Each time you choose courage, your peace expands. Because you no longer run, you lead. You can't control the storm, but you can control your response. Stoicism doesn't promise a peaceful life. It promises peace within life, even when it's falling apart. Preparation is spiritual armor. Plan your day, train your mind, rehearse adversity, visualize discomfort. This isn't pessimism, it's mental conditioning. Epictetus taught, it's not things that disturb us, but our opinions about things. Preparation changes perception. When chaos strikes, a death, a betrayal, a financial collapse, your prepared mind sees the battlefield clearly. This man doesn't ask, why me? He says, I was built for this. The Stoic warrior does not beg for peace. He earns it by being the calm in the storm. You don't prepare for battle during the war. You train in times of calm so you are not broken when the storm comes. The Stoics understood this perfectly. They practiced voluntary discomfort, sleeping on hard beds, walking without cloaks in the cold, fasting, not out of self-hate, but to build readiness. They knew comfort makes men soft, and softness invites defeat. Seneca wrote, set aside now and then a number of days during which you will be content with the scantiest and cheapest fare, and say to yourself, is this what I feared? The unbreakable man does not wait for life to test him. He tests himself first. He doesn't panic when crisis hits, because he has already met his own limits in silence. If you want to face the world without fear, then face yourself when no one's watching. Train your body, train your mind. Expose yourself to hardship deliberately, so when hardship finds you, it finds you ready. Preparedness is peace. It whispers to your enemies, you can try, but I have already endured worse. There is a voice inside every man that begs for comfort, for ease, for permission to quit. That voice is not your friend. Stoicism does not deny its existence. It simply refuses to let it lead. Marcus Aurelius fought his own inner weakness every morning. When you arise in the morning, think of what a precious privilege it is to be alive. Yet he knew it took will to rise and serve the day, especially as emperor. You must become a man who commands himself, who does not debate every workout, every challenge, every risk, but executes, without excuses, without delay. When you negotiate with weakness, you empower it. You give it a seat at your table. And every time you obey that voice, it becomes louder. Want peace? Crush the voice that wants to make you small. Meet it with discipline, with movement, with decisive action. A warrior trains not only to defeat others, but to conquer himself. You cannot defend peace if you don't know what you're protecting. For the Stoics, peace wasn't comfort. It was virtue, integrity, reason, wisdom. A man at peace is a man who protects his mind from corruption, his actions from cowardice, and his soul from distraction. Seneca said, "No man is more unhappy than he who never faces adversity, for he is not permitted to prove himself. So prove yourself every day with how you speak, with how you treat others, with how you spend your time. You are either reinforcing your values or trading them away for convenience. The world may not respect your virtues, but that does not mean you abandon them. On the contrary, it means you protect them even harder, because what you protect, you become. Set your standards like castle walls and guard them with your life. In the end, every external war is just a reflection of an internal one. The battle is not against the world. It is against the part of you that wants to give up, that wants to be accepted instead of respected, that wants safety more than strength. Epictetus said, "No man is free who is not master of himself." This is the war. And the reward? Peace. Real peace. The man who wins the inner war walks through chaos untouched. He does not react. He responds. He is not pulled by emotion, distracted by drama, or broken by pressure. He is free. And in that freedom, he is powerful. So if you want peace, a deep, unshakable stillness in the heart of life's storms, prepare for war, not with violence, not with hatred, but with strength, with virtue, with silence, with discipline. The unbreakable man is not the loudest. He is the calmest, the most ready, and the least afraid. The journey to peace is not paved with softness. It is paved with steel. The Stoics knew that to live well, you must fight well, not in the arena of blood, but in the arena of the mind. Train for the worst, and you will live above fear. Protect your virtue, and you will walk in honor. Conquer yourself, and no man, no storm, no circumstance can ever conquer you. This is the Stoic way. If you want peace, be ready for war.